Well met and happy medieval Monday. Today we're going to continue our room or accommodation series in Going Medieval by talking about the workshop. As usual, we've started with a spare room. This one's nothing fancy, it's just some basic limestone. And with all spare rooms, you've got to have walls, doors, and a ceiling or roof. Other than that, the requirements for a workshop are pretty simple. You will need at least one production station. And in this case, it needs to be an armorer's table, a bowyer's table, a blacksmith's forge, a woodworking bench, a stonemason's bench, or a sewing station. Most of the other production stations, like kilns or forges, tend to do better outside. You will also need 2 wall tool shelves. Workshops cannot have shrines, so like your restitutionist or your Oak Brethren shrines, and they can't have entertainment structures, just like our last video. Which makes sense, right? This is a workshop, not a place to play backgammon or pray. Other than those rules, you can make it however you want it to be. I do recommend some light sources and some heat sources. And there we go. 1 workshop. But I'm not done. Of course I'm not done. Here in the lost medieval village of Pangwern, I'm going to be making a couple of larger sized workshops with multiple production stations in them. I do have another village style settlement that I'll show you towards the end of the video where I have small individual rooms for each type of workstation. Nerdopia, on the other hand, is very much a fortress, so all the workshops are larger size and internal to the main complex. So like I said, you can make these workshops however you want them, whatever works best for your style of city. And that's really one of the reasons I love this game so much, is because you can customize each settlement. So I'm going to throw in a bowyer's table. And you know what? I think I'm going to put in a couple more tool shelves and some more lights, a couple more heat sources. It's a big room. And I don't know about you, but I like to make stuff as efficient for the settlers I can. So I'm going to go ahead and add a stockpile for some wood, because they'll use that at the bowyer's table, and the woodworking bench I'm going to add as well. And for the sewing side of the room, I'm going to put some shelves where we can store linens and leather and whatnot. And I always throw in a stockpile for hay or straw, because when they make summertime hats, they'll need that, and it just keeps it out of the animal enclosures. In fact, I already have a couple of shelves just for wool down towards the bottom levels where the animals are. It just makes it faster, easier for the settlers. Now that that's going along nicely, let's throw in some weapon racks, a woodworking bench, and a stonemason's bench. This just gives the woodworking bench and the bowyer's table a place to put their creations. I'm going to throw in a little default stockpile for some limestone. And that should give us a very cozy little workshop. There's some pretty simple things we can do to improve it or improve the aesthetic value of it. So one of those things is I like to make some rush matting for each of the workstations. It just makes the settlers a little more comfortable and it adds to the value of the room. And while I'm waiting for Indigo to finish that, I think we'll go ahead and add some additional flair to the room. So some more lights, some things we can do to up the aesthetic value of the room. So some decorations, always a good plan. Maybe some weapon racks. They like those. And a really fast way to upscale your aesthetic value is through gold and silver chests. So we'll throw some of those in there. She can even put her clothes in there when she's done making them. And we'll throw a couple more stockpiles in here for structures like rugs and statues and whatnot. And I only want like new stuff in those, so we'll tweak those settings a bit. And there we go. A very nice workshop. And it looks like she finally finished the matting, so we'll go ahead and put that down underneath her workstation. Eventually I'll make one for each of the workstations. It just makes the settlers more comfortable. And they do get a little bougie as you get further along in the game. And look, our workshop is already considered to be superior level impressiveness. Have fun with it, make it your own. Okay, now this is the village of Grand Hall, and like I said, it's more of a village style than a fortress or a defendable settlement. So each of the workshops is on the ground floor, and it's just one production station per room. Have fun with your workshops, happy building, and come back next Monday. I will probably go over the library accommodation type in the game. And until next time, farewell.